got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing another feature video on an Evo 10. This time we're actually doing Letisha's red Evo 10 MR. You guys would have seen lots of videos of this car on the channel because this is obviously my wife's car and we do a lot of mods on the channel of it. But since buying the car, we sort of did a quick run around and went over what the car came with. But it's been about a year and a half, I guess, since we've bought this car. We've done a lot of changes in that time and obviously that's all been filmed. But never really done an updated, showing you guys everything the car has. And for any new viewers who have started watching since we bought the car, I do get a lot of questions like what turbo does the car have, what suspension, and stuff like that. So I thought we'll just do a feature video, we'll run over all the mods. So we're gonna go complete mod list, break it all down. We're gonna get some revs of the car and some flybys so you guys can hear the car. And yeah, so this should be a really good video because this is, I might be a little biased, but this is definitely one of my favorite Evo 10s around. It is very well modified, lots of tasteful parts. So I'm definitely keen to show you guys exactly what we've got into this car. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the exterior mods. So this car has a nice mix of, I think, OEM and tasteful aftermarket pieces. So yeah, we'll start off at the front here. So you can see it's got the OEM Aero front lip. Actually has the entire Aero kit. So the side skirts, the rear spats, and the little lip gurney flap, I believe it's called. We'll go around and show those up close once we get around the side and the back of the car. But sticking to the front, so obviously there's the Aero lip there, really nice piece, flows and obviously designed for this front bumper. It's not an aftermarket piece, it is the Mitsubishi piece. Then we have the carbon fiber front grille piece, I guess you call it. Blacked out badge at the front here. We have side mount number plate bracket with Letisha's custom number plates. We have the OEM fog light delete kit, really good for the SST guys, as that is the SST cooler back there that you can see. So definitely let a little bit more air into that piece. For the headlights, they are the stock HID projector headlights. They have then been modified, obviously, so they've got the, I'm not sure if it shows up so much on camera, but they have the red halos, I believe they call them, and they have also been blacked out except for the center section there where the AFS is. Coming up to the bonnet, we've got a carbon fiber scoop, blacked out the vents, still undecided on what direction we're going to go with those. There's a few options we're looking at, unsure if we go carbon or if we go something different, or we just go gloss black. But yeah, just a nice blacked out look at the front there. So coming around to the side, we've got some Vera style carbon fiber vents. We've got some LED side markers or indicators. We then have a pretty new piece for the car is some carbon fiber Ganador style mirrors, as well as the carbon fiber J panel. So that all flows really nicely. So the car isn't overly covered in carbon fiber, but it just has a few nice pieces to flow, sort of flow together. We have some OEM Aero weather shields, and then we have the carbon fiber pillars you can see there. Coming around to the back, so on the factory wing, this is the OEM Aero piece, the gurney flap. So yeah, part of the full OEM Aero kit, as well as the rear spats that you can see there. So it really flows well, obviously designed to with the side skirts and the front lip. It all kind of matches, which I really do like. Coming around to the back of the car as well, we have these tail lights, which are sort of like OEM style, But you can see this section here is normally orange. This is now clear. So a little bit more tinted than the stock ones as well. But they also get rid of the orange reflector here, and it is now a clear piece. So I think that looks a lot nicer like that, similar to that I have on my car. We've blacked out this third brake light. We've debadged the rear, or it's already debadged I should say. And then down the bottom here, you can see we have the OEM Rally Art heat shields, so either side of the exhaust. So yeah, really nice touch. Other than that, just have a little shorty antenna. And yeah, that is about it for the exterior. As you can see, not a crazy amount of mods, but just some really nice touches. You know, you don't really need to go crazy with these. I think there's such a nice looking car already that you can just add those few little pieces and yeah, just really make it look its best. So yeah, that's the exterior mods. Let's move on to the wheels, tires, brakes and suspension. Okay, so we'll start off with the wheels. So these are a piece we bought specifically for this car. It came with some different wheels. Letisha didn't really like them on the car, and yeah, this is what she ended up going with. Very similar to the wheels she had on her old Rally Art, which they no longer made. This is like the new, sort of newer version. So these are the Work ZR10s. These are in an 18 by 9.5 plus 22 offset, which is the same offset that I run and pretty much spot on, I think. Not going to really cause any issues. Haven't even rolled the guards on this car at the rear there. It just hasn't been touched, as it just hasn't needed to. So yeah, really nice looking wheel. Got them in the black with the machined lip, which I really do like. I've had a few people say that these wheels are just perfect choice for this car, and I'd have to agree. As soon as we put them on, they just really suited the car. For the tyres, we have some Salem R01 in 265/35/18. These are a really great tyre. I run these, a lot of our friends run these. Really good for the money, and yeah, a lot of grip, plus a great price. And then, so for suspension, we have front and rear white line sway bars, white line end links in the rear there. Then we have some MCA XR coilovers. Those are probably going to be replaced soon because they are a little bit old now. But yeah, car sits really nicely and handles really well. And then the brakes, we have some Intima brake pads front and rear. We have some DBA two-piece front rotors that are slotted, which is how the MR comes, with the two-piece at the front and then just the one piece at the rear. Also slotted rotors back there as well. Okay, so coming into the interior, you can see it is a really nice place to be. So we've got the partial leather Recaros with the suede. It's 2008 model, so they aren't in like as new condition or anything, but they are pretty good for the year and super comfy seats. So being an 08, it did actually come with the different center console here. So this is something we've added. This is from the later model. So yeah, it has the two sort of cubby holes, little pockets there to put stuff in. And this has a nicer sort of piano black look, and also have the cup holder with the lid. We've got a Vera style carbon fiber shift knob and a carbon fiber handbrake. So the car has had a lot of parts from newer models. So starting with that piece that we just showed, the sort of SST surround. So the side, like the front doors, those door cards are from a black edition. So a Lancer Black Edition 2017 model, I believe. So they have, I'll come over to this one here, leather at the top rather than hard plastic. So much nicer quality and feel, as well as super padded leather here with the red stitching. So really nice piece. Those are for the front. Also just down here we have the OEM optioned Lancer Evolution scuff plates. We have some brand new Lancer Evolution floor mats. They're actually custom made by a friend of ours, so shout out to Ken for making those for us, with red stitching. So yeah, really nice touch. Going on with, I guess, the red theme, we've got the dash surround piece here. I'm not sure what you'd consider that to be called, but it has the red at the top there. So yeah, really all sort of flows together. And as well as the red stitched armrest there. And last little red touch, I guess, would be the fire extinguisher. So we've got the Evolution by Design fire extinguisher bracket down there. with the fire extinguisher, keep things safe if needed. Then we have also down here the OEM carbon fiber AC cover. So really nice, hard to find piece. We both picked up one of those each actually a few years back, and I don't think that was the last of them. I don't think they're very easy to get anymore. For the gauges, we have a custom surround. So this whole piece here is with the gauges built in. So it's an aftermarket piece. It's an OEM piece with the gauges sort of molded in. And we have an AEM X Series boost gauge and AEM X Series AFR wideband gauge. This piece down in here has been blacked out. It's actually from AK Racing, I believe, as well as the steering wheel surround. Although this one will probably get changed out because it's kind of like a glitter effect. Letisha's not really a big fan. But yeah, all blacked out in that section there. And then we also have an Android head unit, so a 10.2 inch Android head unit. Really like these things. And then so if we look up, you can see the headlining has been done in black, so retrimmed. Normally comes cream in the earlier model Lancers and Evolutions, so that's been done black, as well as all the pillars, the lights, the visors, everything, even the grab handles, all are from the Black Edition Lancer, so that all comes blacked out. So we swapped all that out. It's just the roof lining that has been trimmed. The rest of the pieces are all OEM. And I feel like that might be everything for the interior. So yeah, nothing absolutely crazy going on, but just really tidied it up, made it a nice place to be. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. Now we'll move on to the engine mods. Okay, so for the engine bay, as you can see, really nicely modified. Lots of color coding and carbon fiber going on. None of this was done basically when we bought it. It just had the intake and intercooler piping, but didn't have any dressed up pieces. So a lot of this stuff's come over from her previous car, the Rally Art, and a lot of stuff we've done since. But yeah, we'll start off at the front here. We've got the APR carbon fiber cooling tray. Then we have the OEM airbox snorkel with this heat shield from Evolution by Design, which is a really nice piece. This is actually a prototype version. They have finally released their final version. Slightly different to this one, but this one works really well. So we've just kept it for now. And that is protecting our ETS intake that we have in wrinkle black. So yeah, really nice piece. This one came with the car. Just made a little carbon fiber MAF cover, basically to sit over the MAF house, the MAF sensor. So yeah, it sort of flows a bit with these two carbon fiber fuse covers. And then also matching the wrinkle black look, we have the Perrin top mount and lower intercooler, so upper and lower intercooler piping from Perrin, which is actually a full kit because we also have the Perrin 3.5 inch front mount intercooler. So those all came with the car. So the car was already nicely modified when we picked it up, which is a big reason we bought it. So the other things that came with the car are the manifold, which is a Hypertune tubular manifold. It also has a full turbo back exhaust, which is basically a complete AK Racing turbo back exhaust, which no longer is offered unfortunately, but it has the AK Racing wide mouth dump pipe going into the AK Racing one cell cat and then their cat back dual exit system. And it's a really nice sounding system. I do wish they still made all those pieces, but unfortunately the cat back is no longer offered. And the turbo was also the last thing that came with the car, the main piece of why we really wanted it. So that is a Blausch Dominator 2.0 turbo. So previous owner did a lot of work to the car, making it fast, and actually did used to have number plates fast 10 when we picked it up. So this is a pretty quick car. The previous owner actually ran it up the quarter mile too with those mods and did an 11.81 second quarter mile. We would like to go back someday and see if we can beat that, but we haven't really changed too much power wise, so have to get a pretty good run probably to get his time. But yeah, definitely a quick car. The injectors are ID 1050cc injectors, and it has a Walbro 460 fuel pump with the AK Racing inline fuel filter that you can see down there. The engine is actually a newer engine, so this car has around 200,000 kilometers, but the engine has about 100,000. When we bought this car, we put a new engine in it. It kept all the mods, swapped them all over, and the gearbox was actually rebuilt by AK Racing because this actually used to be owned by AK Racing quite a few years back. So full SST rebuild with stock OEM clutches, which are still handling well. That's about probably close to bit over 5 years old even now. So still doing really well. So moving back to other pieces that we've added. So we've added the Driven Fab catch can. So a really nice piece with the hoses running around. I've got the Club Spec Customs power steering reservoir cover. We have a bunch more heat shields from Evolution by Design to match the intake one. So we have, starting off here, we have the manifold heat shield or heat deflector. We have down the back there the Evolution by Design firewall heat shield. We also have their cam and MyVac heat shields down there. So those two sensors are nicely protected. And then also we have, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of wiring going on. So we have the full wiring tuck kit from NRG Ops. So starting off, we had just the MyVac kit, which normally would run over here, but then we've had the whole kit installed by AK Racing when they did the engine swap. So everything is hidden, as you can see. No wiring down here around the intake manifold. So yeah, really nice and clean engine bay. And then we decided we needed some color, so we got the valve cover, the fuel rail, and the strut bar all painted, and it's actually in pretty much similar to the factory paint color. Just had them add a little bit more pop to it, I guess, is what I said. Just, you know, add some pearl, add whatever you need to make it just sort of pop a little bit more. So if I had a light on it, you actually see it's got a little bit of gold fleck going on in it, but yeah, really looks great. We also have the Password JDM coil cover, so carbon fiber piece here, and a boom bar, I believe it's called, oil cap. Other than that, we've just painted a few pieces, such as this Rally Art style radiator cover, the brake reservoir lid back there, and the battery terminal will be painted black. And then just a few dress up bolts around the place, some carbon fiber bonnet struts to get rid of the normal stick that you have holding your bonnet up. So I believe that is everything, and also a TurboSmart compact blow-off valve. So I've probably missed a few things, I'm sure, but I believe that is the bulk of it. So the car, when we got this new engine put in by AK Racing, they just did a sort of, it's a safe tune, but it's not all the way done. It's fine to drive. I've been driving it for a year like it, but it's not sort of, the boost hasn't been turned all the way up. It's still making 290 kilowatts at the wheels, and I think it's 430 newton meters of torque. But it's only at 23 pounds of boost. So we are actually planning on taking it back to AK Racing soon to get a finished off tune at 26 pounds, hoping to get into the 300 kilowatt, which is 400 wheel horsepower number. And then once we've done that, maybe we'll head back to the drags and see if we can beat the previous owner's time, who ran his time at 289 kilowatts or 288 kilowatts at the wheels. So we'll make a little bit more power by turning the boost up. It's got a bunch of stereo equipment in the car, which we're probably going to remove. I didn't really name, such as some amps under the seats. So we'll take that out. We've already removed a bit of weight from the car, some dynamatting and stuff, because I think our very first owner of this car was into his stereos. We do have a receipt in the glove box for like a $12,000 stereo bill. So a lot of that stuff's been taken out, and we've removed some more, which we will keep doing, but get the car a little bit lighter, make a little bit more power, and we'll go back and see if we can get this car into, say, the 11.7s, which would be nice. But yeah, so that's basically everything, I think, for the engine mods, the SST rebuild, and the power it makes. So what we'll do now, we'll actually get Letisha to jump in the car, start it up, give it some revs so you guys can hear what it sounds like, and get some flybys so you can hear the turbo and the exhaust as it flies by. All right, guys, so that's going to be the end of the video there. So I really hope you guys did enjoy this one. We've basically gone over all the mods the car has. I'm sure I missed a few things because some stuff was done before we owned it, but yeah, we've gone over what I can remember off the top of my head. You've seen what the car looks like. We've got a nice little cinematic at the start, and we've also got some revs and some flybys so you can hear this car, because it does make some great sounds, as you would now know. So yeah, that's about all we can do. Definitely make sure you go give Letisha a follow on Instagram. I'll put her Instagram handle up on the screen again. But yeah, lots of nice photos of this car. You can keep up to date with any more future mods that she does. But yeah, so that's going to be it. So if you guys enjoyed this one, definitely give it a thumbs up down below. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think of this build. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, definitely go down and click that subscribe button. Let's keep this channel growing. I really appreciate that. But with all that said, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.